Rich, Star Wars Outlaws comes out on August 30th, and I know everyone's already seen like the Ubisoft Direct, no, the Ubisoft Forward, I think they're called, the one last year and the one this year. But Rich, this is all brand new gameplay of stuff that we saw that has not been shown yet. So we're going to show like 15 minutes of gameplay, plenty of variety, plenty of stuff going on, and yeah, just generally just talk about Star Wars Outlaws, which is made by Ubisoft Massive, who are of course known for The Division 2 and other games.
Division 1.
Yeah, of course, Division 1, yeah. And Avatar, right? They did Avatar?
Oh yeah, they did, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got to see it, right? We got to see 3 missions.
Yeah.
One was called False Flag. One was called The Wreck, Old Wreck, and another one called Relic. So basically, the whole point of Star Wars Outlaws is that you're assembling a team to perform the greatest heist the galaxy has ever seen.
Ooh.
So, yeah, you're basically everything that we saw, like in these kind of this hands-off demo that we had recently, was all about like getting people on her side. Now, obviously, her side is being Kay. She's the main character, Kay Vess from Canto Blight, and she's got Nyx, who's a little, I think it's a miracle, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, basically, yeah. So this is after the Battle of Hoth, I think.
Right.
The Empire Strikes Back. That was that
that's
one,
right.
right?
Yeah.
That
was.
And yeah, the everything's gone to shit a little bit, and criminal factions are kind of taken over. So you're just trying to get out of a hole, basically. But yeah, so everything that we saw was all about building this squad.
I want to know how Kay snuck up on that stormtrooper before, belted him over the back of the head, even though he's got a helmet on. What sort of protection is that helmet providing?
But they're not really like. If you've bought these helmets, right? You've seen them. They're just made out of plastic, mate.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? They're actually just completely pointless. And I think they're actually there more to do with the fact that just to cover their face, and so everyone looks the same, and it's a little bit like a cult.
It's impractical.
It is a cult, right?
Yeah. Sure.
So, but yeah, so like basically, it's all about building this crew, and just doing this heist. So, in this mission, you're basically just trying to escape from this massive space station. So it goes from this. It goes from a little bit of stealth straight into some like proper gunplay, and then into like a dogfighting flight sequence in space, and then you land on Miragana City, which is the one that you've probably seen in all the place there in the beginning of the Ubisoft Forward.
Yeah,
like that's the like it's a massive city built into a rock in the desert. It's pretty cool.
I'm assuming those back to vial pickups are health, right?
Yeah. You'd assume so. The thing is, like, it's got active reload as well. Did you see that?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I like an active reload.
Your blaster is your main tool, and it's got 3 different fire modes. And it's also, once you fill up the meter in the bottom right, you've got mark and execute. I'm not actually sure what it's called, but that's what it's called in Splinter Cell, right? So, so you see the little gun in the bottom right.
Oh, right, that's the gauge.
That meter fills up, and then once it's filled up, you can do that. But yeah, so you've got 3 different modes. You've got your plasma mode on your blaster, and then that basically just does normal damage. And then you've got the ion mode, which does damage to shields and can overcharge droids. And you've also got your stun mode, which is like a one-time kill. Stun on normal enemies, and it knocks them out, but it's on a cooldown, so you can't just use that all the time. So, yeah, but literally, we saw like 30 odd minutes of it, and it was just bouncing around from everything. It's like he never really stays in one thing too long. And obviously, everything we've seen so far is all about the open world, whereas what we saw was a lot more linear. So obviously, you got the open world stuff, but then there are these handcrafted missions that you have to go out to do, and to like this one is basically go onto the ship, grab some data, and then like disappear. And then next mission, Wreck, is to basically parkour through the wreck of I think it's a High Council like destroyer that's just obviously it's a wreck, it's crashed.
Yeah.
And it's kind of overgrown. It's like a parkour one. And then you get the speeder bike at the end. And then the next one is like an infiltration one, which is what we see for the second half of this video. And that's in Kimiji City, I want to say, which is kind of like an ancient city. It's a little kind of Japanese inspired. It's snowy, it's a little bit dirty, a little bit grimy, but so you have to basically go there, and I think it's an Ashiga clan relic you have to get.
Right.
But all of it is to build like loyalty with factions, and the whole point of getting the relic in the next mission is so that the Ashiga clan are holding someone that you want to recruit, basically.
It's all leading up to this heist, basically.
Yeah, that's basically what it's about. It's like you're building a squad. But so yeah, like what I actually really like so far of everything I've seen is there's just like variety is the spice of life. Like you seem to bounce around. Like you'll do an action scene, you'll do a chase scene, you'll do a parkour scene, and then you'll just be in space. You'll be doing a dogfight, and then you're back on the ground, and then you're on the speeder bike in the open world, and then you do like a linear mission, and you're infiltrating, and you stealth, and it's like, so yeah. But I left this in. Like everyone moaned about Starfield that there was no kind of transition, whereas this, Rich, like it's about 20 seconds long, maybe a little bit too long, but you literally choose where to land. Obviously it's on rails, but you get that immersion where you kind of crashing through the clouds, and as soon as you come out the clouds it's like, wow, this is pretty cool. So I like that immersion.
Starfield just cut, didn't it, to the planet's surface, right?
Exactly. Whereas that's really cool, right? And you see the planet coming in, and it's like, okay, this is like pretty cool. And then you get to land and you see all that, so you're always in it. And obviously, like 20 seconds is probably a little bit too much, but obviously it's just a load screen that they're masking with immersive gameplay, which is what I really like.
Works.
It does work. So yeah, this is Miragana City. We don't see much of it. Pretty much, this is what we see of it. And then we'll look at some environments, and then we'll go to Kimiji City for the last like 5, 6, 7 minutes. I mean, look at that, right? Look at those reflections.
Lovely.
Looks very fancy. But yeah, everything I've seen so far, I'm actually like, this is very intriguing. I don't actually remember. So this is Kimiji City, which is where we're going for the next mission. But I don't actually remember a Star Wars game like this per se, right? Kind of open world, just...
I suppose Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order are probably the closest.
Yeah, but like very different vibes, right?
Yeah.
That's obviously your Souls-like, whereas this is more like an action adventure kind of third-person shoot, but with different kind of varying like modes and disciplines you can kind of get stuck into. But yeah, like this is the Wellspring, and you need to find a way into the Wellspring, and you need to steal the relic, basically. So it's as simple as that, Rich. But yeah, like it looks really cool. Like the world kind of looks alive, right?
Yeah. It does look cool.
I mean, you can argue that the old KOTOR games were a little bit open world in that kind of respect, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, turn-based, very different kind of games to this. Whereas this is just like almost like an open world kind of Star Wars Uncharted.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it, I guess. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's got the shooting, it's got the traversal.
Shimming through gaps.
Exactly.
We love shimming through a gap.
Exactly. There's your other disguised load screen.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and what I've seen so far in terms of the locations as well, like great diversity in terms of not just gameplay but locations as well. Like you've got the snowy, you've got the desert, like you've got the like the dense green forests and stuff like that. And gameplay as well. Like, I am wondering. I've seen a lot of stealth gameplay so far. I just wonder whether you can just blast your way in.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm sure you can. You must be able to.
Yeah.
Because that would be a real buzzkill if you opened fire and it went game over. I'd be like, bollocks to that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. I love stealth, so this is the way I'd play it naturally. But obviously, a lot of people don't like.
I like
that.
the option, you know.
Yeah. To be fair though, even you that like the option, you wouldn't just run in and just blast him there. Would you?
No, I wouldn't. No.
Right. Yeah, I thought as much. You'd sneak in and like. To be fair, like you've got to play the carrots as well because like you're trying to steal a relic. Imagine just going in and just obliterating everyone.
Well, you know,
So, yeah.
some characters, Han Solo would be like that, and you're sort of a Han Solo type, aren't you?
Han Solo would do a little bit of stealth, though, wouldn't he? Like, he'd never just
Yeah, I
like
guess
run
so.
in.
Yeah, I suppose he would.
I mean, he's not that cavalier. I mean, obviously he is cavalier, but like,
But usually stuff
But
goes
not-
wrong for him, doesn't it?
yeah, he shouldn't have shot first, mate.
Oh, don't even. Don't go there.
Oh, I've done it. I'm gonna get so much hate now. I don't care. But yeah, basically you need to disable the energy barrier, steal the relic, and then return it to the Ashiga clan
Right.
on the other side of town. But like, yeah, like this is stealth, but I imagine you can just like run in and just blast people.
Did you find that most of
And
the
I-
missions revolve around nicking something? Theft of some sort?
To be fair, yeah, everything I've seen so far does actually, yeah. But I imagine that's just, well, you're a scoundrel, right? Like,
Yeah.
So, but there are other stuff. Like if you did watch the Ubisoft forward, and
Yeah.
there was like choice and consequence, like and who to side within the factions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Jabba's in it as well. I imagine there'll be other characters from the lore in it. Although I'm not sure we've seen any yet, except for Jabba.
Well, I did like that you can run from a gunfight if you don't need to be there. Like if you've got what
Yeah.
you came for, you can just be like, oh, screw this, I'm out of here.
Exactly right, and
Yeah.
also like she's not a soldier. She's a scoundrel. We're going to call her a scoundrel. But obviously shit can like hit the fan, and
course.
like Nyx has got loads of different abilities as well. So he can distract, he can steal, he can scan the environment and stuff like that. So like plenty of options in terms of gameplay. But to be fair, at this point, like I'd probably just start blasting them now.
Yeah.
Like, unless you wanted to play the character and be as stealthy as possible. But
Can
I'm
you
fairly
set-
sure as soon as you grab
Yeah.
the relic,
Right.
like
It will kick off.
the alarm goes off anyway.
Yeah.
So
Can you set
I'm
like
fairly
traps
sure-
and stuff?
yeah, so there's like things on the wall and stuff like that, and
Okay.
like you know, like the wheels and pipes and stuff like that. And you can kind of set them to go off. You can set like explosives, like barrels in the environment, stuff like that you can
Okay.
kind of drag people to and stuff like that. So yeah, variety is the spice of life. Plenty of options,
Yeah.
and loads of things you can do. But like the environments look really cool.
Yeah, I do like it.
Like,
It's a nice
you know
bit
what I
of
mean?
detail.
Like, have
Yeah.
you seen Starfield with the Star Wars mods?
I haven't actually, but they
Like,
they sound
it
like my
feels a little
sort of
bit
thing.
like this.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like this, you know. Like, so that's a good thing. But yeah, not long now. And to be fair, we've seen so much of it now, right?
Yeah.
Like, and the cutscenes look slick. The environments look great. So
I wonder
yeah,
how
and
old
we
this
haven't got-
build is. I wonder how much it's changed.
yeah, usually they're like 2 to 3 months old, right?
Yeah.
Like usually, like before a trade show, like E3, the builds were from kind of February, March, because obviously they have to
Yeah.
package it up, like get the vertical splice ready and do it that way. So it's usually like 2 or 3 months old.
It's already looking
So-
pretty good.
Yeah, to be fair though, it's pretty close to launch now. It can't be
Yeah,
far
yeah.
off going gold. It's what, August 30th?
Oh yeah, they usually mention that, don't they? I've not seen anything about a
No,
game
they
going
usually-
gold in ages.
6 weeks out? Yeah, it's less of a thing these days, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think people like, I guess the issue is that if everyone's like, oh, the game's gone gold, it'd be really polished when it comes out. But
Yeah, it's like it doesn't mean anything.
No, exactly. So they're like, let's just not say anything now, because then they'll go, oh, you said it was gold 6
Yeah,
weeks ago.
I think
What
that's
have you been
wise.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Rich, that is Star Wars Outlaws. It's out on Xbox Series X, S, PS5 and PC on August 30th. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Goodbye.
Bye.